Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. And I've called this video Trusting in Life Again After Narcissistic Abuse. I think this part of it is a journey, right? But I'm going to tell you what I know and how I navigate this journey, because it is a navigation. It's not like, ta-da! I am sovereign, nothing ever gets to me again. Not if you're playing at life in a way where you want expansion and your dreams and you're moving, you know. This is always going to require us to strengthen this muscle, right? And I posted some pictures yesterday, right, of when I got to the top of the mountain. If you haven't seen that video, when my life was falling apart, right? So I've ended the relationship with the covert narcissist, but it's really fresh and we're still not exactly talking, but we're around. He massively starts now harassing me, bullying me, gets with someone else straight away, is paraded it in front of my face. I'm being bullied out of the community, literally. It's hardcore. My PTSD has gone off the roof. I wish it had gone off the roof. I mean, it had gone like absolutely dire in my system. I am really suffering. At the same time, because I can't manifest, like I'm talking about, my energy fields now, my heart's hurt, you know, like from someone like me, like I work energetically, like they know how to destroy you. So I'm not manifesting the money, my business isn't working in the same way. I was doing more kind of consulting for people at the time. Some, you know, things just were not working in my life. The whole thing was a shit show. So I'm going to lose my home. I knew it. I felt like I was walking the plank. I was so scared. I had no one to go to. There was no, I grew up with narcissists and they were in another country anyway. They wouldn't help me anyway. I don't speak to them. So there's no point in that. I did actually make a mistake of calling my sibling during that time, and that was a disaster. All he did was tear so many shreds out of me. He wanted to push me to take my life. Like, it was just awful. So that wasn't a good idea. I was going through so much trauma, so much anxiety. Like, this was just a disaster. Not only was I being bullied and harassed, people thought it was funny what was happening to me. You know, they'd seen me build my life and now it was being destroyed. And no one helped me except for my connection to the divine. But like, it was petrifying. It was just petrifying. I just didn't know what to do. I've spoken before about I don't have the rights to welfare in this country, so it wasn't like I could turn to any services either. Like, if I don't make money in my business, I don't have a right to go and get a job or anything like that. So it's on me. And if I'm damaged, it's a problem. And I've got my babies, my animals. So this is all getting too much, right? So I said, like, I decided that honestly, there was no way for me to go on this. So like, and I didn't know what was going to happen in my life. I didn't know where I was going to live. Every worst thought of what could happen to someone, you know, imagine it. Like, the amount, I was already going through a high level of abuse, but imagine like if I was in a really vulnerable situation, in my living situation, it's going to be even worse. Like, what's going to happen to me? That's how I was feeling. I can't even tell you the nightmares, right? So I decided to move my energy, and I decided, which I've talked about, that I had to do something that scared me more than what was going on in my life. I wasn't a strong driver at the time. I'd only done local journeys. I'd only just got a car. Like, for the first time in 4 years of being in a different country, I'd been brave enough to drive, but I hadn't gone on a freeway. I didn't like, you know, I was a very nervous driver. That was partly because of narcissistic abuse and my dad making me feel like that. But that's another, we digress on all the layers of this absolute crap that happened. So the only thing I decided to do, I had a membership at the time, which gave you like a week, not like a timeshare, but you get like a week discount in a place. And it would only cost me $100 to go and stay in this place that I really wanted to go and stay at for the week, right? But it was 6,000 feet up a windy mountain that absolutely petrified me to drive up. So I made that journey, and there's a whole story in that journey that you know about. And when I got to the top of that mountain, I stayed in this they gave me a really nice cabin to stay in for me and my animals. And I felt really scared because I felt like this was the last week of my life. Like, that's how I kind of felt. I had all my belongings. I've got a Mini Cooper. It's a very small car. So everything that I could keep, I kept in that car, which was very little because I had to keep my dogs comfortable. And most of the things that I'd accumulated and bought and rebuilt my life over, because I talked about I'd already had a business relationship where my life had got detonated, so I'd have to give everything away, everything I bought to furnish my home when I first got here, everything I'd rebuilt. So all the new furniture, anything I'd bought for myself, had to all go in the trash or be given away, right? And I had everything remaining in that little mini car, which I've still got, and with my dogs. And when I got out that mountain, it was refreshing, kind of. It was beautiful. I was scared about how I was going to get down the mountain. I knew I'd got up it. Now I was scared about going down. My brake light had come on. I told you guys that. So during this, the brake lights come on. I don't know what that means. I'm so scared. And now I know that looming doom is that I'm going to have to get down this thing. And the brakes aren't maybe working. Like, we could die on the way down. So I'm thinking about that this week and the rest of my life. But it was in that cabin, interestingly enough, I started writing, coming through me. I started writing Journey to Sovereignty. I started thinking about what it would be like to be sovereign, right? That's where that idea came from. Like, it wasn't even an idea, it was something I channeled. I knew I wasn't sovereign, yeah? I knew I wasn't sovereign, but I knew I wanted to be. So I started writing Journey to Sovereignty. I knew that would be my thing. I knew there was something in that for me, right? That I was going to be sovereign in my life. That no one was going to take me away from me again. No one was going to manipulate me in the same way that I wanted to live a sovereign life on my terms, right? In connection with the divine. And it's just interesting to me because it came through at the worst time of my life. It wasn't called sovereign yet. It started off, that idea was Journey to Sovereignty. It went off into Sovereign Power, which I ran. The first time I ran it, I called it Sovereign Power. And now I call it Sovereign. But like, it was like that. There was something in it. Like, there was something that I was doing in the universe where I wasn't going to let the world tell me what I got to do, be and have. There was something I was doing in the universe that I didn't care about my fear of driving, that I don't even know how I did some of this. But like, it was like this commitment to me and to showing how we can be sovereign. It was like something that I didn't know how to do yet, right? I'd had pieces of it. I'd come so far in healing my PTSD, but it had been re-triggered. I'd come so far in rebuilding my life, but I just lost everything all over again, yeah? And I did something recently which knocked me again, because I had someone in my life that was not good for me. I knew it, but it was a long-term thing, over many years, on and off. And I had to get rid of a relationship that was actually important. Well, I could lie to myself and say that it was important because it was something very difficult for me to break. They did it on purpose. It made it really difficult for me because they knew it would put me under financial pressure. They owe me money. And they were just trying to bring me down because they knew I'd just made new moves in my life. You know, my opinion is another narcissist and someone that I shouldn't have kept, but I did. I questioned it, but again, it's layered. I think that's my last. I always think it's the last one, but sometimes they trick you again, you know, and you're in a bind with someone, or you think you are. So once again, it's like, I'm sovereign. And then I'm on this journey for life. There's no doubt about it. Do I think people are going to come at me in my life? Sure. Because I'm standing for something in the world. Do you know what I mean? Do I think that will be the last time a narcissist dupes me? Probably not. Am I going to be ashamed of it to talk to you about it? No. Because I know they can dupe anyone, and it's layered, this stuff. You know what I mean? And sometimes your light is going to irritate people so bad, they're going to do whatever they can to bring you down. Either when you're at your worst or when you start to really succeed at something. That's when they're going to, like, betray you. That's when they're going to dig the needle in. And that's where you're going to see who people are that you may not have seen. Some of these are master magicians. So what do I want to say about this? Trust in life. This is not like... I want you to know for something for sure. This is a journey, your life, right? So it's not like I went through hell. This is what people teach you, right? This is what people sell you, and it's such a fucking lie. And I want us to know that, like, we've got to stop putting people on pedestals. We've got to stop looking at people who have done stuff as now they know the answers to everything. We're human. We're so human through this, right? As we are divine. So, like, it's not like I went through something. I saw the truth. An angel landed on my bed. Ta-da! I am now healed and I will never have to deal with anything hard in life again. That lie is what makes you think that, oh, now you can't trust people because they're hiding stuff behind the scenes of their life, because they can't be honest with the fact that none of us are living like a perfect life all the time, right? That we're all going to come off from challenges. In fact, if you're a leader, I teach this to visionaries and leaders, if you're not at the leading edge of your game, I play at the leading edge of my game, which means that I know I might fail at some things. I push myself further than, I'm not telling you to do this, by the way, it's just what I do, because I'm leading something in my own life, and for other people, that I know I've got to play at my own leading edge, out of my comfort zone. Now, not everyone has to do that, right? You do not have to do that. But I know as part of that, I'm going to be testing how far I can go. I've done the energetic work. I understand the energetics to keep myself supported in that. But I play at my leading edge, which means sometimes I'm going to maybe fall on my face, but I know how to get up quicker than other people in that. So this idea that you get sold that suddenly I had the breakthrough, my life was never the same again. Well, sure, my life's never going to be the same again. In terms of I have overcome so much. But I am going into new levels of things where I don't think it's going to be a perfect journey. Am I ever going to get triggered again? Sure. Am I going to know how to deal with it better? 1,000,000%. Is life going to throw me off sometimes? Yep. Are people still going to be able to get to me? Sometimes 100%. My heart's so open. Does it hurt my heart and soul when someone does something nasty to me, betrays me, when I can feel how they really wanted to just do something disruptive in my life? Yes. I'm never going to change that, because I live a heart-open, wholehearted life. I'm not going to close my heart, because that would close everything else down that's good in my life, right? So to live that way, it's going to hurt me when people hurt me, and they know that about me. And that's exactly where they come in and try and do their dirt when I, at a time they know will hurt me, because they know it's my hope and heart that they can get to. All I have to keep learning is to be stronger in that. But also to be an example of someone who is working at their leading edge, who is absolutely healed to a point, but we keep on our journey of life where it doesn't mean that you're never going to feel anything. It doesn't mean that nothing's ever going to put you off. It doesn't mean you're never going to fail at anything. It just means you know how to navigate this journey at such a next level that your trauma doesn't trap you, your pain doesn't stop you, and you go ahead. You go ahead brave, you live brave. I still live brave. I still live brave. I still live brave because I know how to. I still live brave when it hurts. I still live brave when I'm upset. I still live brave when people absolutely knock me sideways and make me feel disgusted about what I've now seen about who they are. Because the minute this person did this to me, I saw the truth of every lie they've ever told me about themselves, their lives, and what they've ever done to other people. And I felt sick to my core once again. Are there narcissists on this planet that could still dupe me? I'm fully aware of this, right? But I'm also armed and equipped to take it, to not be scared of it, to not let them be my source of anything, to get them out my life as soon as I see this shit. No conversation, no exceptions, absolutely gone. I felt, the hardest thing about narcissism as well, one of the things about is we feel responsible. I felt responsible. But why have I given any energy to this person? But this is a relationship that's gone on for 12 years on and off, why did my energy's been used in the wrong way? Again, it really hit me. They did it on purpose. So I wasn't maybe paying attention to the right things. I don't know. Who cares? It's done. We can't take See, this is the other thing. We take responsibility for other people because we feel guilty that we've played a part in helping them in some way. And we've got to let that go too. How do you trust life again? Honestly, the most healing thing is being willing to. Once I ended this thing, it was one, it hurt me, and so they knew that would set me back, and they were trying to set me back. But two, I rose up quicker than ever, and I will continue to do so. Three, when I was in that cabin, I started writing about journey to sovereignty, and there was a thing I called the wild unknown. Being willing to play in the wild unknown. Now you're going to have to lean back into a higher power and God. That's what I'm having to do at the moment too, because some of the plans I had and the things I was contractually owed are not happening. Okay, right? Okay. God's got a better plan for me. I'm going to have to live I live everything I teach you. I live it at such a different level. And don't think I think I've got it done. I will push myself to the next level of it. That's what I mean. It's a journey for me. It's not I did it. I'm sovereign. I will now sit in my cabin and never talk to anyone again. No, I'm going to find out what else we can do. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to change other people's lives. I'm going to push myself beyond what I think I can even do. I'm going to push myself so far into my leading edge because I want to use it. I want to do something with it. I want want to see where I can go with it. That's my journey. That's not necessarily what you need to do with yours, right? But that's uncomfortable for me. It's uncomfortable. I wasn't the exhibitionist. I'm not. I'm a complete introvert. Talking about, like, I'm all in my head, right? Before I went on YouTube, like my mum used to say, don't air your dirty laundry in public. Like, basically say nothing about all the shit that's going on at home, right? So telling you my stories, telling you my life, that is something that I never wanted to do with anyone, right? But the only way I can heal people and help them heal is to do that. It's that's healing, because you know I'm emotionally in it. You can feel the you can feel the transmission in it, because you can feel where I was and you can feel where I healed. You know that I can meet you exactly where you are and move it and transmute it, because I moved it and transmuted it in me, and I know how to move that exact energy, right? So, like, how do we trust in life again? It's kind of a decision in some ways. You've got to keep healing the PTSD and trauma. You've got to make real decisions about your life. What gets to happen for you? When I said, I'm not on a journey to be sovereign anymore, I'm fucking sovereign. I'm nailing this code. Things did start to change. There were many things I did there. It was in the wild unknown. Many nights I stayed in hotels, didn't know how I was going to pay for the next. Many times I didn't know what was going to happen to my business, I'm in that stage now where it's like I've had to let go of everything else I was doing. God's told me not to do my old business in the same way. In fact, I think that's partly why I had to get rid of that person as well. Like, I've been guided not to do that business. That's scary to me still, right? Because it's still got an illusion around I'm safe there. I know that there, right? While I go into this new one, I've been told not to do it that way. I'm not supposed to work in the way I used to work. That's great. This is what I mean. My relationship with God is not like what people might have. Like, you know, when they think they pray, they get a message, they feel amazing. My relationship with God is like a teenager, like sometimes like, what? Like, I get it, I heard it, I understand. You know, it's like this. I'm like, and still I know how to play, and I still ask for guidance, and I still ask for the strength. I don't really ask for the guidance because God's always talking to me and giving it to me straight. I ask for the strength to be able to do it. I ask for the strength to be able to trust. I ask for the strength to be able to keep me on my journey. I ask for that my knowing and my knowledge and my wisdom is the highest realm. I ask not to be taken out of myself anymore. I ask to come from love. I ask that no one takes me out of my loving self. You know what I mean? So when people trigger me, betray me, jealous of me, whatever they want to do, I don't meet them there. I stay sovereign in my energy, sovereign in my loving heart, sovereign in my truth. I do not fuck with the truth though. When someone comes at me with a load of illusions, lies, bullshit like I just experienced, I'm very clear and precise. This is what happened. This is what you need to do. This is what the situation is. This is what you owe. The end. No gaslighting. I don't get involved in manipulation. What I don't do anymore is fight back from a trigger. I am healed. So I don't go, you're a bitch and you should do it. None of that. No time for it. No time for it. But I stand my fucking ground. I stand my ground in a way that I've never stood my ground before. When I see lies and illusions, I don't call them out to call someone out for a point of calling them out. As it affects me, I will not allow the illusion. You know what I mean? So although I teach you in communication with narcissists, like to say, well, you're allowed to think what you think, that's not how I see it. That's fine in maybe some communications. But when it's contractual, when it's actually affecting your life, no, get to the point. I don't deny my truth there, I stand my ground. That's what I'm doing more and more, where it's like, I don't give it the time of day. This is what happened. This is the situation. The end. I see it, I know it, I do it, I live it in the wild unknown. And you'll keep watching me go in the wild unknown. Sometimes I'm going to succeed, sometimes I might fail. But like, I will still navigate the journey in every way I teach you. When it hurts, I know how to heal it. When I get triggered, I know how to transform it. When it is something that has shocked my system, I know how to get up and keep getting up and keep getting up and not lose myself. How do I trust that all my needs and desires and wants will get taken care of? Well, it's only ever by doing that they did. Right? So everything I teach you in manifestation works, but like, it doesn't mean you're never going to wobble and be like, because you rely on certain things. And if certain things, you know, like sometimes it feels like, you know, that Jenga thing where you've got all the blocks and sometimes you feel like something's been taken out. That's how I felt recently. Like some of those blocks have been taken out, except for I'm stronger than the whole fucking thing. You know, those blocks can go, I'm stronger. My energy's stronger, right? So I stand there. Not needing to know how. So many things in my life, I couldn't have imagined how. And in fact, if I'd have tried to control them, they wouldn't have been as good. Because if I'd have wondered how, I'd have tried to force and control and whereas God had it all planned out anyway. Just your desire is enough, right? You get time to heal, you get time to grieve, you get time to process, right? I grieved the other day. I went to I've got a problem with grocery stores as it is. I decided to go to a grocery store. I found myself crying in it. Why was I crying in the grocery store? I was grieving. I was grieving this relationship. It mattered to me. It mattered to me and it hurt my heart, right? But it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop a flow. It doesn't mean that no one's ever... So healing does not mean no one's ever going to hurt you again. Healing means I'm not traumatized. I don't let my pain govern my life. I don't come from my triggers. I don't vent out from there. I don't spit venom because I'm unhealed and I need to now join you in that energy. I'm healed, which means you come at me, you're going to get the fucking truth, that's for sure at this point in time. But you're going to get it clean, no energetic attachment, no emotional stuff on you, just to the point. And you will not take me out of my own energy and sovereignty. That's kind of where it's at. How do you trust that? You choose to every day. I trust life, I trust other people, I trust myself. If you're sovereign in your boundaries, values and standards, it's easier to trust other people because you will not allow it to happen. And the more you do what I'm talking about, the more we trust ourselves. I mean, more we trust life because you know what you're available for, what you're not. You understand that what you manifest is actually your decision at core. When you make a strong energetic decision of what your life's going to be like, the universe will meet you there. You decide how you want to live, the universe will meet you there. You decide you want more money, you decide. And then you're available for what God tells you to do, which will not look like what you want it to be. Most of us are dipping our toes and going, well, I only want to leave this if it's easy. When God says drive up a mountain, I drove up a fucking mountain. When God said fire the client, fire the fucking client. She's already abusing the relationship anyway and owes you money. You know what I mean? I trust it. Do I get in the fear of what does it mean? And I was relying on that. Yes, I can if I choose to. And I learn how to manage it through the methods I teach, right? So navigating the journey quicker, easier, more fluidly gets better and better. Things do not setbacks do not set you back for weeks and months. There might be a bit of emotional healing to do. And then I get up and trust again. How did I build my whole life again? On trust? Not because I was so easy for me, because I made a fucking disciplined choice every day to trust and breathe. And then know the next right step. Only need the next right step every step of the way. All right, my loves, lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.